Hello and welcome to a DFS strategy video for the 2022 John Deere Classic. My name is Eric and here at SweetSpotDFS, it's all about trying to hit the optimal lineup every single week. In the preview video put out yesterday, it was targeting the optimal lineup by going over all the stats that were important at this event. Now we take what we learned in the preview video, apply it to the strategy video, help us find the correct 6 golfers that'll help us hit the optimal lineup. So that means going over the sweet spot ranks, the marquee tee times, as well as the anchor buckets to help us narrow down which of those 6 golfers will help us do just that. But before we get into this video, I'll remind you guys of the giveaways that I'm running. The first being a subscriber giveaway. If we can hit 450 subscribers by the end of this week, I'm going to give away $50. If not, I'm going to shave $10 off of this and rerun this giveaway next week and still try to hit 450 subscribers. So if you're not yet subscribed, please do so. You'll help us hit this goal much sooner, and the giveaway will be worth much more. And if you want an entry into this giveaway, obviously be subscribed. Comment down below. In this video, give me your 2 favorite golfers that you're going to anchor your lineups around. If you want additional entries, go back to the preview video, comment there. Tomorrow I'll have a prize picks video. Go comment on that video. Those will get you 3 entries just for this week. If you want a 4th additional one, retweet any of the videos that I post on Twitter, and that'll get you a 4th additional entry into this giveaway. And again, we need to get to 450 subscribers. We are currently at 412 for this channel. So every subscriber counts. They all matter. It'll get us closer to that giveaway. Again, if we don't hit it, we'll rerun at 40, or we'll run it next week at $40. And all of your entries for this week will just go into next week's. So I'm not going to penalize you guys for participating on the channel. Quite the converse. For the inverse, I'm going to reward you guys for participating on this channel. So again, be subscribed if you aren't. Another giveaway that I'm doing is a prize picks giveaway. Now, this is more of like a rebate. If you sign up using the promo code SweetSpot and put $20 in your account, I'm going to give you $20 back. And if you haven't signed up yet, there's a link in the description below. Prize picks will match your deposit up to $100. So that $20 that you put in will actually turn into $40, and you'll get that $20 back from me. So it'll cost you nothing but that initial deposit and the sign-up information. But don't let me stop you there. If you want to have more money in your account, again, Prize Picks will match your deposit up to $100. So go ahead and put $100 in. Prize Picks will give you another $100. Plus, you're going to get $20 from me. So to get $200 in your account, it's really only going to cost you $80. So highly encourage you guys to sign up. Again, link in the description below. Now, a couple more giveaways that I'm doing. I'm providing a cheat sheet this week. There's a link in the description that'll get you straight to that cheat sheet. All I ask of you to do is go up to this file menu, go down to make a copy. And if you want to follow along with me in this video, this is the only way to do it, because you will not have access to the filters that I've put on this spreadsheet unless you make a copy. So highly encourage you guys to do that. You're going to have the dream sheet that I have here, which has all of this information. Again, I'm going to be going over this in this video, so you can, again, follow along with me. But it also has the bucket system as well. So you can see all of the numbers that go into the bucket system. And again, I will be going over this in this video. So if you want to follow along, make a copy, and that way you can have all the filters on it. I will say this, if you followed me in the preview video, this has changed a little bit. I did not copy down last week's stats correctly. So that has changed the buckets a little bit, but when I go over the anchor buckets in this video, it's all about the important ones. So you can kind of ignore a little bit of that preview video, but if not, come back to this cheat sheet and see what's different between here and the preview video, and adjust your plays accordingly. Now, I'm not only doing the cheat sheet, I'm also providing an optimizer. If you want access to this optimizer, you're gonna have to reach out to me at SweetSpotDFS@gmail.com. So email me at that. You'll see it come across here shortly. Email me, let me know you're interested, but you also have to be subscribed, and you also have to comment down below. I want to see a little bit of proof of you participating, and that way I will provide, there's the email right there. Contact me there. And I will provide this optimizer to you. Again, I want to reward those that are participating on this channel. I will also be showcasing this at the end of the video. I'll be building some lineups. So that's it. Let's go ahead and get into this video, and we're going to start with the sweet spot ranks. Now, one thing I want you to note, the last golfer you see on the screen is JT Poston at $8,000. Anybody who's priced less than 8,000, when I go ahead and sort the sweet spot ranks here, I would consider, like if you see them on this first page, I'd consider them a value. So let's go ahead and do that right away. My number one golfer is Adam Hadwin, followed by Sahith Theegala and Webb Simpson. Now, just finding the guys less than $8,000, we have Adam Svensson, Patton Kizzire, Matthias Schwab, and Mark Hubbard. So those are our top ranked golfers here. Scrolling down a little bit, Adam Schenk shows up 20th. He's at 7,700. And then Rory Sabatini at 68. He's my 21st ranked golfer, which is kind of interesting. Now, these 7K golfers, I do consider a value quite a bit. One glaring golfer that is not priced correctly is Jason Day. I understand why DraftKings put him at $10,000, but he's just not been playing good enough to be at $10,000. Personally, for me, this makes building lineups so much easier. If you haven't seen the video I put out with Chad Eckert, the fantasy golf do's and don'ts, basically, he just posted on his channel, Fantasy Golf Pod. We talked about how you build lineups, and I also did this in the preview video. So if you're following me there, remember, I always like to start 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6 when it comes to salaries. So if I'm looking at a 10K golfer, there's only 4 in the field. It's not going to be Jason Day. I personally didn't want to play Jason Day this week, even if he was in the field at $8,000. Like, that makes me kind of like be attracted to playing him. But at 10K, it's like full fade. And in all honesty, I'll play him in one lineup, just one, and it'll be in a winner take all lineup. I'll try to make my very best Jason Day lineup as I possibly can, just in case he hits and the rest of the golfers hit. I can take down that winner take all, and I won't lose by not playing him. But I'm telling you right now, he will only be in one lineup, and I have over 100 contest save rate at the moment. It's just not, I'm not doing, there's no way I'm going to Jason Day, despite him being my 12th ranked golfer. So yeah, when I look at some of these other golfers, Cameron Davis shows up. I think he should be in the 9K range. He's a very talented golfer, and at $8,400, he's a value. Lonto Griffin, I feel very indifferent on, but I think that's also a value. Lucas Glover and Scott Stallings. Now, Scott Stallings is probably where he should be. I think that's, let's see, he's line 12. He's pretty much right where he's supposed to be. So it's a fair value for Scott Stallings. If you don't feel like you should be paying up to Scott Stallings, my rankings show he's right where he should be when it comes to salaries on DraftKings. Now, if you're wondering what goes into this sweet spot or into the sweet spot ranks, I'm looking at the same stats I do every single week. So this is no surprise if you followed with me before. OWGR, we're looking at the grass stats. They're bent grass this week. You can ignore grass too. Everyone has the same amount of points. We're looking at course history, and then season-long bogey avoidance, birdie or better, driving distance. That all comes from the PGA Tour. I'm looking at recent form stats, so the last 7 weeks. I'm looking at their DK average points, their average finishing position, as well as their average round by round scoring. And I weigh this down a little bit. So the closer to 50, the better. And then season-long stats, I'm looking at DraftKings points, scoring average, rounds under 70%, cut made percentage, and DraftKings top 10 percentage. You can see all of the score over here to the side. This goes into the rankings, obviously. Adam Hadwin is my number one ranked golfer by quite a bit. There's really, if we're looking at 100 points between him and the next guy, we only have 4 golfers. Maverick McNeely is my number 4 golfer. He's at 989. That's exactly 100 points below Adam Hadwin. When we take a look at 989 down to 889, it is much closer. So the next, 16 golfers, basically, they are very closely ranked on my rankings. So it definitely feels like this is your cream at the top here. The rest of them are basically where they're all very close in ranks. So you're not really getting a huge advantage with the rest of these guys, which makes Jason Day just look that much worse, in my opinion. So those are the rankings. What I like to do with this is go over my favorite groupings. So I basically add up each of the cumulative ranks of these groups and I rank them. I group rank them. So these are the marquee tee times. And as I... Interesting. How does... Let me redo this. Oh, you know what? So when Steve Stricker withdrew, it screwed up everything. So let me go ahead and readjust this. Just double checking. Say, I hope everyone's under the same game number, because that withdraw screwed everything up, and that's why the buckets were a little off too. Okay, yeah, this all works. I just, when I copy and pasted after Steve Stricker, after he withdrew, it messed this all up. But if I go down here, the top 6 groups will be colored. And I'll update this on the cheat sheet, by the way, because I'm sure it's not updated properly just yet. So these other groups that I'm highlighting right now, these are my honorable mention groups. So when I total them up here, like this group, the Denny McCarthy, Taylor, or Vaughn Taylor, Kevin Chappell group, their cumulative rank is 126. I'm looking for golfers to get inside the 102 or the 92 to 102 number. These are all super close. Might have to readjust these. They're close enough. I'm not gonna... Yeah, we're fine. So if I go ahead and I highlight all of these groups, the whole purpose of the marquee tee times is I've been tracking this for over a year, and at least 2 or somewhere between 2 to 4 golfers from the marquee tee times show up inside the optimal lineup. So very clearly, you want to select one of these, or at least 2 of these golfers, to anchor your lineups around. So that's the whole goal. Now, there have been moments, so I would say this. There's a 94% success rate, or it's somewhere between 92 and 94. So let's just call it 93. There's a 93% success rate of having at least 2 golfers from the marquee tee times in the optimal lineup if I go back a full year. Of the other ones that didn't have at least 2, where there might have just been 1 or 0, if I were to look at the GPP winning lineups, 2 golfers in these marquee tee times ended up being in those lineups. I think it's 100% of the time. I'd have to double check, but last time I went through it, I didn't find a single tournament where there wasn't at least 2 golfers in the GPP winning lineup, not from the marquee tee times. So, or if I said that right, maybe I didn't. But either way, you want to find 2, somewhere between 2 to 4. And the other rule is don't pair golfers up from the same group. So if you like Lonto Griffin, don't pair him up with Webb Simpson or Jason Day. You would want to go Lonto into maybe a Sahith Theegala. So keep that in mind. And again, the percentages are in your favor for doing this strategy. There have been moments where there have been 2 golfers from the same group in the optimal lineup, but it's less than 4%. So play your odds. I would say just don't do it. Find a golfer you like. So for me, it's Webb. I think I'm anchoring Webb in 90% of my lineups. And then going from there, I'm trying to find like a 9K or an 8K golfer that I really like that are in these marquee tee times. And personally, I think the best that I can do is CH3. I also, when I'm looking at some of these groups to anchor golfers with, I'm thinking, can I find just one guy that I like in that group? And if I can't, if I find like I like 2 guys or all 3 of them, I don't want to anchor around that group because I want the optimizer to select that group as my number 3, like my number 3 golfer in the marquee tee times. I just thought of this. Maybe I just stick with Webb and don't even anchor around anyone else and just let the optimizer select 2 to 4. And maybe you only select 2. That'd be pretty good. But yeah, I have 6 total marquee tee times. Those are the only groups that fit under that criteria of their cumulative rank being good enough to do that. But I have technically nine groups, and those are all in the optimizer. So I place them here with the group number. And then I can come down here to my group logic and say, hey, I want to select at least two guys from, these are my Marquee groups right here. I want to select at least two golfers from that. And by max, I have ones for each of the group numbers. So in group number 1, I only want a max of 1. And that's applied to all of the other groups. So that follows my logic. So when it looks at, your Webb Simpson, Jason Day, and Lonto Griffin group, if I were to go ahead and lock in Webb Simpson, it's not going to select Jason Day and it won't select Lonto Griffin at all, as long as this stays as a Y, because again, in my group logic, I only have a max of 1 to be selected. So again, that's why I like my optimizer. That's why it goes well with the cheat sheet and everything like that. So if you don't have the optimizer, again, you have to email me at SweetSpotDFS@gmail.com and participate on this channel. So be subscribed and comment down below. So yeah, again, for me, it's Webb, and then I just don't know who I really want to play. I like CH3 a lot. I do like Scott Stallings. I don't mind like a Christian Bezadenhout. I really like Patton Kizzire for his price. I think he's a great value this week. A lot of these guys I don't mind playing whatsoever. I'm just going to stay away from Jason Day. So I will just ignore him. But again, if I'm going with Webb, this whole group, everybody else will just be ignored. So that's basically what I like to do with the Marquee Tee Times. Now, when we get into the anchor buckets, now again, this is a little bit different from the preview. There are some changes. I would highly recommend checking out the preview video and comparing it to the cheat sheet. So I will do this. We'll just hide all of this. So if you want to follow along with me on that cheat sheet, remember to make a copy. I have a filter called the bucket system. Go ahead, hit that. And basically the first thing I'm going to do is go to this total bucket, and I want to look at buckets that have less than 30 golfers in it. Because if we look at any other bucket that has more than 30, it's just difficult to narrow down what we want to do. And then the second piece, I want to go to here, the max projection. Right here, put a filter there. Filter by condition, greater than or equal to 2. And basically the whole reason here, oh, we have 0. Is that for real? I can't be. We really don't have, so there's no anchor buckets this week? That'd be so weird. That would be a first. There might not be any anchor buckets. Wow, there aren't. The only projections that I have 2 or more for max projection comes from buckets that have more than 30 golfers. This doesn't surprise me, primarily because this field sucks so much that your normal anchor buckets would be like your last year ones. We have 15 of those golfers, but only 8 strength of field points are applied to it. So that plays a huge factor into it. That's not a very high success rate. This is insane. Yeah, I don't. This is probably the best time to use the optimizer, to be honest with you, because I can't go over anchor buckets. There are none. There's 0. Like, I could go ahead and put a filter on this and we can talk about some of these buckets, but in all honesty, it'd be a waste of time because I'd have to go over like 38, 34 plus golfers in each of these. Wow. Okay. Is this all volume buckets? Basically, the more golfers in it, the higher chance you're going to see a golfer from that bucket be inside the top 10. So yeah, no anchor buckets. There are none. How about this? Let's do a constellation. Less than, how about just less than? Less than 40. Okay. I don't really like to go over salaries, especially when it's the 7K range. Strokes gain 3s, sure, we can talk about those. And then 2 course history buckets? No. Okay, guys, we're not going over anchor buckets. No point. No point. There are none. I didn't even look at that prior to, but this was a fun journey. 0 anchor buckets. Okay, so building lineups. I guess I would just recommend use this optimizer because I don't think we're getting there any other way. I think what I'm going to do is move this to 49,000. I can't type without looking at the, there we go. My very first thing that I want to do is build around Webb Simpson. So I have the Marquee groups up right now. Webb is my #1 guy. I also don't mind playing Adam Hadwin, but Adam Hadwin is in this group down here with Taylor Pendrith and Brian Stewart, who I don't have ranked very high in my model. So they're probably just going to stay away from Adam Hadwin. Go with Webb and just see what the optimizer does. So we'll lock in Webb. I don't want more than 2 10K. Like, I don't want more than 1 10K in my lineup. If I'm going to be honest, let's go ahead and talk about, or let's put in what I usually say to build your lineups like 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, and then hopefully it selects a 6K. Doesn't have to. Let's see. Webb Simpson and who? Charles Howell III, Cameron Davis, David Lipsky, Mark Hubbard, and Rory Sabatini. I love that lineup. That's a really good lineup. So right away, it's telling me to go with Charles Howell III. What if we go ahead and we cross out Charles Howell III? This is also something you can do in this bucket or in this optimizer. Just go ahead and lock out a golfer. So no Charles Howell III. Who would be the next guy? Christian Bezuidenhout. Okay. And then if we go from there, who might be the next one? Maverick McNeely. And those are 9K golfers that I actually like quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and clear out the unique part. By the way, if you do have this optimizer, that's how you would do it. So if I go ahead and hit run optimize, you're going to see there's going to be a little N that appears next to the lowest ranked golfer. So the lowest score. So Taylor Pendrith, 825, a no. You come down here to Taylor Pendrith, there's a no there. So to create unique lineups, I just cross out the lowest scoring golfer. For you guys, if you want, like if I were to hit this again, by the way, this is a solid lineup. Simpson, McNeely, Rogers, Pendrith. Yeah, that's a really sexy lineup. If I go and hit run optimize without clearing up Taylor Pendrith's lock status, it just removes them completely. Now Nick Taylor gets locked out. So you can see Nick Taylor is locked out as well as Taylor Pendrith. Well, if you want those guys back in your lineup, just clear that out. Just highlight over it and hit the delete button. Or you can come in here and change it to that. So Nick Taylor was at a no. You can just come right back in here and go like that. And then come back up and we will see the Taylor Pendrith group once again because it's still looking at the most optimal lineup. And that would be Simpson, McNeely, Rogers, Pendrith, Thompson, and Sabatini. So I probably might just do this. I might just have Webb as my only lock this week. And I'll allow the optimizer to select whomever, you know, for the 9K range. And then in some of these, I might have this as a 0, like just to see what will happen. So if I didn't go with the 10, 9, 8, what would the optimizer want? Probably 2 10Ks, I'm guessing. No, 2 8Ks. So I also might do this too. I might go 50% of my lineups and just go 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. And then allow the optimizer just to basically build. So I'll do half with the 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. And then I'll remove those conditions for the salaries here, like I have right there, and allow it to select, you know, half of my remaining lineups that I need to build. And that way I can have just differences. But I'm okay with going with Webb Simpson. If you're more comfortable with like Adam Hadwin or Sahith Theegala, by all means, go do so. But I would rather take a stand with one of these guys. I personally want to do two. And I don't mind doing it with like a CH3. I actually don't mind doing it with like Christian Bezuidenhout, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna let the optimizer basically do its work. So unfortunately, I didn't have any anchor plays. Like I don't have two golfers to give you that I want to pair my lineups with, because I don't like this field. I like Cameron Davis a lot. That's one guy I do like. I also like Nick Hardy and Patrick Rogers this week. I like Scott Stallings. I basically like everybody in the 9K range. I like Anirban Lahiri this week. John I also don't mind. JT Poston I think is a good play. I actually don't mind Cameron Champ. Fratelli, Smalley. Like Smalley is a really good value this week. Svensson, Hubbard, Lipsky, Kazire. Obviously we talked about him in the rankings. He's what, my 19th ranked golfer, something like that. Matthias Schwab was up there. There's a lot of good golfers that you can play this week. For how bad this field is, I think it's more of a crapshoot. So this is a short one, 26 minutes in. I'm sure by the end of this we'll be right at 30 minutes. Just a reminder, if you want a chance to win $50, be subscribed, comment down below, and if we can hit our goal of 450 subscribers by the end of the week, I will run this. If not, we shave $10 off. It becomes a $40 giveaway, and all your entries this week will go into next week's, where you can gain more entries. So it just increases your chances to win. Also, if you're not signed up on PrizePicks yet, there's a link in the description below. That'll get you straight to the sign up page, utilizing the promo code SweetSpot. And if you go ahead and sign up with that and put $20 in your account, I will give you $20 back. But PrizePicks will match your deposit up to $100. So you don't just have to put 20 in, you can put 100, but you're still going to get $20 back from me. So link in the description below. And like I said, the optimizer is available if you want to use this. I already gave you the details of doing that. Got to participate on the channel. Email me at sweetspotdfs@gmail.com. And then obviously the cheat sheet's available as well. You have the bucket system as well as the dream sheet. Go up, file, make a copy. Remember to do that. Outside of that, that's all that I have for you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.